Greetings, Hammocks Forum. This is Brian Willen. Just out on a nice day here in Oshawa, my hometown, down by our local park at the lake. As you may be able to tell, it's rather windy out, so if you get a lot of wind noise from the microphone, I do apologize. But here's my hammock. It's an double nest clone, and because it's rather windy and due to the wind direction, I got my pack in it at the moment, so it doesn't end up acting as a big sail. But that's what it is. I just wanted to show you some new stuff that I got. These are some tree hugger straps from Arrowhead Equipment. They are the 1-inch seatbelt polyester webbing. And on this particular little spindly tree, I wrapped it around twice and bedded it through. And then I have the old Marlin spike hitch, and I'm just using a carabiner here, the back spine of it for my toggle. Coming down further, on my single line suspension Whoopee Sling, I have a rather high-tech back splice preventer, which just happens to be a key ring. The reason for that is it only happens to be about 2 days after I completed the construction of my single line suspension. Whoopee came out with a little bead idea, but I didn't feel like undoing my back splice on the end of my Whoopee Sling to fix it. So this was the next best thing that I came up with, and it's pretty inexpensive. As part of my single line suspension system, this is the SMC descending ring I got from my local climbing shop, and this is a chain link that I made out of 8-inch M steel using the continuous loop pictorial from Whoopee. Great guy, that Whoopee. Down this end of the tree, this one's a little bigger, so I went around twice just to show you some of the detail on the stitching of our tree strap, but you notice that it's 10 bar tacks there, so I don't think that's going anywhere in the chain. This is the excess of my single line suspension. I actually did measure it out in its current setup here. I actually have about 12 feet of extra line here, so I have about, and it's pretty much at its shortest adjustment length. Well, not quite its shortest adjustment length. I got it maybe about another 6 or 8 inches there, but I have a good range of adjustment, and I discovered with the amount of sag that I have in here that I actually had to put them up quite high, otherwise I'd be sitting on the damn floor. But in its current configuration, I have a sag right at about, I'd say somewhere close to 98 to 100 inches. I didn't actually measure, but I do have the midpoint mark on my line there for reference. But it did prove a bit of a challenge getting out there, or getting out of the hammock because of its level of sag, but it was mighty comfy sitting in there for the 15 minutes that I was in there, and I almost did nod off, but if it wasn't for a good gust of breeze, I would have. Well, that's it for now. I do have a bug net for this thing here, and I will set that up momentarily and show you what that looks like. Be right. Well, Houston, looks like we have a problem with this bug net here. It seems like I'm going to have to figure out an alternate way to hang it from the suspension. I just figured that I could thread it through the end and then use the piece of AM steel that runs between my two descending rings as the top part of the suspension. But as you can see, just with my backpack in there, I'm not even going to be able to get in there without destroying the thing. So I'll have to work on another solution for that. I think I'm going to have to probably take the clove hitches off of each ring on the descending side, or on the descending rings, and then feed it through separately and then rehang it so that the AM steel is on outside of the bug net, and then use the suspension cord that comes with the actual net itself to make it work so that it'll hang lower, and then when I get my fat ass in there, it shouldn't be such of a big deal. Well, that's it for now, Hammock Forums. I didn't bother to set up my tarp at this moment here because it's such a nice day, and that wasn't the purpose of this particular gear test. But be kind with me on this video here. I'm no shug at this moment, but it should help at some point in the future. So, signing off for now, this is Brian Willen. Have a great